Alright, so this is the walkthrough for HotW Path 3. This path is the second, I guess, easiest, least annoying of this dungeon. So similar to Path 1, we're going to pull this group first. I'm going to run up here and we're going to stack on this box because once the NPCs fight those mobs, they'll teleport up to here. It's like a weird bug. It just makes it easier to group them up and kill them quickly. Alright, so as you can see, it's easy to DPS them down quickly. It looks like one of them, sometimes one of them doesn't bug up there, so we'll just finish him off here real quick. Alright, so again, this part is exactly the same as HotW Path 1 up until we get to the top where the wolves are. In this next part, we're just going to run through these mobs, not use fighting them. Alright, so up here is where the difference is between Path 1 and Path 3. So here we're going to actually fight these ice wolves first. So this champion came from the other side as well. You can just split him from the 2 silver ads down there. Technically you don't need to pull him and the wolves at the same time, because it'll make it a bit harder if you can't handle it. So this champion is just a normal Ice Brood Goliath, nothing too difficult. I think it has a knockdown, and besides that it just does its normal club attacks. So as you can see, pretty easy boss. Not even a boss, a champion. From here we should be able to run straight through. Alright, so this is the first real boss of this dungeon. It's a like a snow wolf type thing. So the main attack that this boss has is these red circles that appear on the ground. They drop icicles from the ceiling, which do a decent amount of damage. Besides that, you saw he leapt there. He's going to leap towards ranged characters. The last thing he does, besides his auto attack, which is pretty damaging, is he is going to immobilize you sometimes. So you do want to have some type of condition removal in case he immobilizes you and then casts his red circles. Because obviously if you're immobilized, you're going to get hit if you can't get out of it. Overall, he's not too difficult. If you aren't as tanky, you just want to stay ranged. He is going to dive at you sometimes, but you should be able to do it. Looks like a lot of my party members going down right now. So you can see he does do quite a bit of damage in melee range. So some of the DPS classes, the warriors that are in melee range, it's possible for them to get down since he does quite a bit of damage. But most of his attacks, besides the red circles, are single target. So if someone does get downed, you should be able to get them back up. Oh, the last thing he does, which I didn't mention, he just did, he howls sometimes, which makes you cower in fear. It's kind of just another stun type move. Does it once in a while. So from here we can run straight through this pack of mobs, down, and kite them off. Once we get to the bottom, there's going to be a big group of normal mobs. They are easy. Looks like our warrior is already down there killing them. So it does look like a lot of mobs, but they die very quickly. We just skipped that one. So we're just going to run through this icicle field. It puts chill on you if you run into them, but obviously we're not fighting anything, so it doesn't matter that much. We're going to come in here. You want to focus the hunters first just because they die quickly and they do decent amount of damage once they get their ranged attack going. And then killing that ice sculpture thing gives you an event. So this boss, he's pretty easy overall. We're going to kill his ads first. If you don't hit him, it takes a while. I guess he aggroed there. Sometimes he doesn't aggro. Overall, this boss is pretty easy. Once we get these ads down, if you are having more trouble fighting them all at the same time, you can bring the ads out into the hallway more until they leash, and then fight them first, and then fight this boss. So as you can see, occasionally this boss is going to cast this ice shard. While he's in it, he is obviously immobile, but he's going to regen health. If you do have a bunch of people who are dead for some reason, that's a good time to res them. Obviously he's going to heal some, but maybe better to get your group up. From there, his main attacks are just a leap with the hammer, and then this move that he does quite a bit, he slams his hammer into the ground, he casts these red circles. If you stand in them, you get knocked back. If you're in melee range, basically up against him and in his body, you are not going to get hit by that attack. So this boss is actually pretty melee friendly. He doesn't do too big of damage. So I suggest you just get inside his body. So there we got knocked back because he's kind of in the wall right now. Couldn't be all the way up against him. But you'll notice that we're not taking too much damage, so. Pretty easy overall. So this next group's actually probably the hardest part of this path. Just focus I believe the hammer dudes first. It's gonna be a big group here, and this group kind of bugs sometimes. So we actually do kill them, because when we go into the water, if you don't kill them, they'll like teleport around. It's kind of odd. But these maulers are the ones that do a lot of damage. They're similar to those like knights in TA, if you're familiar with those, the ones that do a ton of damage and like knock you down and stuff. Alright, so now that group's done, we just have one part left. That is the last underwater boss. Alright, so here we're just going to swim straight to the boss. Group up and I'll cast speed. So once you get in this room, you can just swim to the upper right corner, and then all these mobs back there will leash. It's a pretty short swim, so it's not too difficult. You shouldn't have people dying. They used to make it so you could get out of the water, and you could actually drag the boss up and just keep one person in the water, and the rest of the people could be on land doing damage to him. That changed, so pretty much just need a full melee the boss now. So it does take a bit longer than before. Overall this boss is easy though. His only like real attack that's going to hurt is he's going to spawn these jellyfish. The jellyfish are going to kamikaze and blow up on you. When they blow up, they'll do significant damage and also put some conditions on you. Sometimes you'll kill them just naturally through like cleave or attacking the boss. If they do damage, as long as you're kind of not fully spread out but just apart, it shouldn't be difficult. They shouldn't be able to one-shot you. Even our berserker warriors don't get one-shot, so you should have enough time to heal up in between explosions. So there, you see I got hit. Is a guardian. Even myself, I have a lot of toughness, but I do have some berserker gear. It only did like a fourth of my health, and you can see it's taking a while for him to respawn, the jellyfish. So this part shouldn't be too difficult. So you can just rally off the jellyfish if someone goes down. And you may have noticed, he went invulnerable here. It happens sometimes when he's in the wall. You may have noticed that we have an NG on this run. We take an NG for HotW 2 and 3, even though we hardly ever run it, but if we do run it, like for this video, because NGs actually do, Berserker NG like the one we're using, does pretty good damage underwater compared to a lot of other classes with grenades. So that is it for HotW Path 3. Thanks for watching.